For this team and for this specific tournament, I think one thing that we lack a little bit is obviously like the experience. It's going to be our first LAN together, but I also think that being the underdogs, that can also be a very good thing. I usually love to be an underdog, so I think that is something that is really going to benefit our team, because I feel like there's no pressure, and I think that some teams are going to underestimate us just because of that.
Competing versus the best is mostly in the head. I think having confidence in the game is more important than actual skills. Yeah, I think like CS is the game, like I would say 70% head and 30% skills in game. I was always confident. I know I can compete versus the best.
We've been a team for 3.5 months, I think, and this was our first LAN together, so I think it was a good experience in general just to get that under our belt as a team. I think the main thing for me was like, I guess, maybe I felt like I put a little bit too much pressure on myself, and I think that I could have done a little bit better.
I mean, for me, myself, like I told myself I'll never miss a major again, because I mean, I've been in plenty of them, because I think majors are something special. I mean, we want to be as competitive as we can for the Austin major. I think that should be our next goal, and I mean, majors is something you just want to play. That's why you play Counter-Strike. We are playing the Shanghai RMR. Basically, what you have to do before this is to basically play open qualifiers into open qualifiers to a closed qualifier, and then you kind of get here. And for us in the Asian region, we have 3 spots for the major, for the Shanghai major, and there's 8 teams. So obviously you have to be top 3 to qualify. And then obviously the major starts with 32 teams or something like that. So it's like a very big progress to get to the majors. And we have 2 majors every year in Counter-Strike, which are like the most important tournaments, most prestigious tournaments to win. And I mean, that's what everyone is striving for to win.
Who do you think needs makeup the most?
Me, man. I think I need it. You see how red my face is always? 24/7?
Yeah, but we call that the hype beast look, no? We fucking hyped up and
Hype
shit.
beast.
That's kind of... That's what's going on.
No, don't use.
I think within the first month, we definitely had a lot of hurdles. It's always going to happen with a team where you put 5 players together, right, that weren't on, like you don't have a core of players. It's like this team, grab someone from here, grab someone here. So it's always going to be very, very hard to begin with. I think it's also been very rewarding also. I've learned to love playing with these guys, to be honest. I'm having a lot of fun with them. I think a lot of them have like quite a bit of potential to keep going very far, and I'm trying to guide them in the right direction, trying to teach them stuff.
I think as a player, I'd like to achieve like attending multiple majors and like winning one eventually. That's why this tournament is so exciting for us, because it does lead to the major, which to a CS player is like the most important like tournament like ever. And as a player, I'd like to achieve like not just getting there, but like being competitive in them and eventually winning one.
For this team and for this specific tournament, I think one thing that we lack a little bit is obviously like the experience. It's going to be our first LAN together. Maybe some people doesn't know how to execute the plan properly, which we have been trying to figure out the last couple of weeks. But I also think that being the underdogs, that can also be a very good thing. I usually love to be an underdog, so I think that is something that is really going to benefit our team, because I feel like there's no pressure, and I think that some teams are going to underestimate us just because of that. I also think that one of our big strengths in these teams is basically that And I mean, this has been mostly in practice, but basically we're very fearless and we have very good team play overall.
On the other hand, for Azza, we also have to remember that TALON is an organization that very specifically has picked up a team to try and compete for the major, to try and make it there, and they've invested legitimate money into it. Always boot camping, always doing everything, but now they have to prove it.
Well, maybe there can be more for Attic. Oh my god, Attic and Netic take control of the server across the map, finding Bix on Bix, and Netic now turn away. Dexter looking for a timing, but it's really his time. That's run out. 5 alive for TALON, and if there's going to be any way to bring yourself back into the game, that would be it.
Competing versus the best is mostly in the head. I think having confidence in the game is more important than actual skills. I would say 70% head and 30% skills in game. So I was always confident, and I know I can compete versus the best.
On one, traded away. They're not ready for what's coming for them. FlyQuest is overrun by stalwart defenders. Azzer and Attic waiting for these pushes, expecting FlyQuest to make them. And look, even when FlyQuest was winning, this was what we kept saying. It feels like TALON knows what's going on.
Well, by saying 70% in the head, like everything, I would say it's game sense, maintaining calmness on the server, not being afraid of your opponent. I think that's very important.
Alistair will deal and flush out MHL inside of the site, but Netic's position is so hard to deal with. A great off angle, and they will swing from the pit. They will commit to the double swing, and TALON have beaten the big name in Australia. They are a new team formed 3 months ago, and they caused that upset in the opening best of 1.
The bomb recovered, looks to be planted, cannot be done. Netic goes down, and the streets of Shanghai will sing as the old dragons soar in the sky one more time. Rare Atom represent China at the Shanghai Major.
I think we just lost ourselves a bit with our mental. Everyone was just so hyped and jittery because like we just want to win. And I think we focused on the end goal. They were a sharp team, but I think we lost to ourselves that day. I think, yeah, basically we just lost ourselves.
This rotating really good. Hasn't pushing through the smoke, instead just trying to line it up. He goes for the spam and does get punished for it. Bloody hell.
I felt good, to be honest. I felt like we were calm in a lot of situations. What kind of sucked today was that we lost a lot of our clutches. They're really close rounds. I think they went a lot their way instead of us, which is a bit unfortunate.
Not looking as clean as they would have liked. Hazza finds 2 through the smoke. The site itself had to do more, however. Fake out coming in, not... Oh, going too quick. Hazza has been seen, and they will meet each other in midair. Limvision, they do have it in them. They just don't lean on it all that much. It does feel like TALON are just without it, you know, don't really have a lot to their game right now. Zaka finishes things off. It's just too easy. There's nothing flashy to it. They walk straight into his crosshair. All he's got to do is left click.
I mean, there's not much else to say that right now. It just feels like a stab to the heart. Like it's honestly just pretty heartbreaking right now. For the boys, I'm sure they're feeling the same, to be honest. We put a lot of work, especially in the last month or so. We put in a lot of work, and yeah, it just sucks right now. That's the main thing, right? It just sucks. Yeah.
A Flying and a Fufu, the 2 latest additions, the ones we've had question marks about, who have stepped up to the plate in these final few games, and now they do it. A Fufu finds that final kill.
How I see it is that like some players have, I mean, they go and play their first LAN and they're like playing amazing CS, and you know, and some people just need more time. I mean, all in all, I think one thing I've learned from my years of playing is that LAN is different. Some people need more time to be able to adapt to the environment or situations or whatever it is. And I just think this group needs a little bit more time to be in these kind of competitions.
Something interesting, I think, is like, I think for 4 of us, it's the first time we were like, got that close to qualifying for a major. I think that was a factor that was kind of annoying for us. I think if we had more experience, we would be a lot more calmer. But that's what I want to take away, is that we can still be more ice cold, you know? The big takeaway is just being, it's the same game, you know? It's just a different environment, but it's the same game.
I guess for us as a team, I think it's just a good experience together. We've been a team for 3.5 months, I think, and this was our first LAN together, so I think it was a good experience in general just to get that under our belt as a team. I think the main thing for me was like, I guess maybe I felt like I put a little bit too much pressure on myself, and I think that I could have done a little bit better.
I mean, 6 months, the Austin major should be closed. I'll do everything I can to make sure that I don't miss the next one, because I think majors are something special. I mean, we want to be as competitive as we can for the Austin major. I think that should be our next goal. And I mean, majors is something you just want to play. That's why you play Counter-Strike.